Hello everyone. This video is about the pot that Gethui chose. The story's name is Cook, Eat and Carry Me. So one afternoon, Gethui was sent to the river to collect water, and as she filled up her water gourd, a strong force began to pull her down. Fearing her father's reaction if she lost the gourd, Gethui held on tight and was dragged into the river to a cave in an underwater world. A pot of hot food beckoned. Cook, eat, and carry me, it said. She enjoyed the delicious meal and looked around to thank for the cook, but no one was to be found. So on her way out of the cave, another pot nearby did the same thing. Cook, eat, and carry me, it called out. She listened and enjoyed the second delicious meal, and when she was finished, she expressed her gratitude by saying, "1,000 blessings on the giver." Just then, an old man appeared and beckoned her to come closer. The man praised good Gethui for being so well behaved and rewarded her respect and modesty with the choice of 2 pots to take home, adding that he would bless whichever pot she chose. In her humble, polite way, she selected the smaller one over the bigger one and returned to land. And when she looked inside, she was overcome with joy as the small pot supplied unlimited gifts, including strings of beaded ornaments, new clothes, and just about every lovely item she had ever wished for. Then she shared the news with her family. Gethui's sister, green with rage and envy, decided to get a pot of treasure for herself. On reaching the underwater world, she too saw the hot pot of food but did not hear the words cook, heat, and carry me. Nevertheless, she gulped down the food and did the same with the second pot. She then spotted the old man and ran over to him to ask what he was gonna give her. He explained that she lacked modesty and manners, but he would still offer her one of the 2 pots, mentioning that if she chose the smaller pot, he would bless it. But ignoring this, she chose the larger, more lavish looking pot, thinking her treasure would be double what her sister received. When she reached inside, the pot was full of disease and germs, and because she wanted bigger gifts, the disease attacked her and turned her into an enormous monster, which scared everyone nearby, even her own family. They did not recognize her, and she was left completely alone, destitute in her greed. So the moral of this story is about investing, which is giving something, usually money, towards something else in order to get more back. The first sister in the story was respectful and invested her choice wisely by choosing the smaller pot and gaining everything it offered. Investing wisely is an important lesson when it comes to our decisions and money. It can either mean you gain or lose money every time.
Hi guys, we are going to be doing an art project in relation to the story Cook, Eat, Marry Me. And since they're talking about 2 sisters who made 2 different choices with 2 different outcomes, we're going to talk about investing. So investing is when you commit something, usually money, for something else in order to have a financial gain or to gain something else that benefits you. So what we're going to do, I have a piece of paper, I have a pencil, and then I have a whole bunch of pieces of scrap paper here that I'm going to use, and we are going to be making a mosaic today. So the point of this is to invest your time in order to make something pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about a part of the story that we want to draw. or a scene of the story, and we're just going to make a picture of that. So I'm going to draw the water. I'm sketching it out, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we have the pot or the gourd that was floating down the river. And then the land is over here, and the sister is probably here, and we'll see if I want to include her in this. So there's my simple sketch. You don't need it to be super specific. It just has to be an outline so you know where to put all your mosaic pieces. So we're going to start by just placing the pieces anywhere you want on your paper. The point is that it is not exact or pretty. You also don't have to make it exact, and it should look like nothing. It should be very confusing and have no rhyme or rhythm to it, and that is the point of investing. That it might not make sense that you're putting your money or your effort or your time into something, but if you know what the outcome is, then it will be worth it in the end. So for this, we know that it's going to make a picture, but to someone else, it may just look like we're throwing pieces of paper on to another piece of paper for no reason. So as you can see, I'm just placing all these little scraps of paper everywhere. I'm choosing blue and yellow. We can add in different colors. We have some white here. And you can glue these down as you go, or you can do what I'm doing and just put them on directly, glue them down later, whatever you feel like doing. So I might want to change mine later on, so I'm just going to place it down and glue it down after this. I have pieces of white, yellow, blue. This is my water. It can be as fun or imaginative as you want it to be. Or you can make it all blue if you're doing the water. You can do different shades of blue. You can use magazine clippings or tissue paper. Anything you want. So now that I have my water here, we're gonna even it out. So that's my water, my blue and yellow scraps. Next, I'm going to do my jar. So I decided I want my jar to be orange and red. So I'm going to add the orange here. I'm going to take all my red scraps and my orange scraps and place them along the outline of my jar. But as you can see, I'm not going inside the lines. They're around it. It's a little bit more abstract. Throw in some white here or there. And in the end, some people might not like the outcome of the drawing, or other people might not, and they might think that you made a bad investment. But if you like your drawing, your mosaic, and you like how it turned out, then it's not a bad investment because it's your art project. Add this here. I'm gonna add a little more blue that I found, blue and yellow. Top it off there. So now we have the water in the jar. So now what we're gonna do with the rest of my pieces is make the land. So I'm gonna do the land just yellow to separate it from everything else. And it's gonna be yellow and white. So now we have our yellow ground, our blue and yellow water, a red and orange jar. Now I only have a couple little bits of scrap left. They're right here. They're all small. What I can do is mix those together and just fill up the rest of the thing. Or I could use a marker and color this area blue and do whatever I want with the rest of the space. So I'm just gonna play around with it. Maybe I want to make some clouds with the rest of it, or a little bit of sky, or a house. So I'll place my little things here, there. I could just have it sitting up here at the top, like the sky. Or this could just be a creative, an artistic piece that doesn't actually have to do with the story, but it decorates my paper. So that is the gist of the thing. And now you can see my mosaic with the jar. If you haven't read the story, obviously this would make no sense. You don't know what this is or if this is water. But now that I explained it, you do. So this may be a bad investment for some people, that they would not invest their time into this. But for me, I was able to teach and I was able to have some fun with this and to mess around with all the colors. And it was a good investment for me. In turn, with money, you want to make sure that you're spending your money and investing it on things that are going to give you a good return back. If they don't, that would be considered a bad investment, and you want to know before you put all your money into something else.